Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Victoria. I typically call myself Milkfist on the internet or Milkfist Cozy Corner as my brand is labeled or as I would call it. I have a lot of hobbies and I typically just like sharing the stuff that I do or my hobbies. And if you're not new and you're coming back to the channel, hello. So I am just hopping on here real quick, or actually, I don't know how long this video is going to go, but this is just a sit down video of me providing an update and probably just going to rant on here because I don't know what else to do. I guess we'll start the update. So, I'm really going to focus on YouTube. I know I've said this, and if you follow me on Threads or Instagram, or probably I've posted it in the community tab here in YouTube, that I really wanted to focus more on YouTube, and that is exactly what I'm doing. So, and to start, I want to build this habit of being okay with what it is that I post because a lot of the times I get stuck in this, oh, I want to film this or I want to be able to do that and then I want to post it like this and I get stuck there and nothing really ends up posting. So, and it's because of this whole idea or thought that I wanted to be curated in some form of fashion or way. And honestly, I do not have the time, the resource, or the energy for it to be the way it's in my head. And it's not perfection. It's me freezing because I think nothing is good enough. And it's because I tell myself that I'm not okay with it. And honestly, I am. So I want to try this where I'm literally just sitting down, talking to you guys, sharing whatever's in my thoughts, and just post this as it is. Maybe I'll put an intro and outro. That's pretty much it. Or try not to edit so much of this, but that is what I want to do. And I hope you guys don't hear whatever construction is going on or my kids playing around or one of my daughters playing the piano, although it's very nice piano play that she's doing right now. And that is why I have the mic right here. Because when I put it right here or even here or I tried putting it here, it doesn't pick up as nicely compared to literally putting it right here near my mouth. So that is what I'm doing, and I've cranked the setting to a negative 12 on the DJI mic so that it really tries to negate other noises or other sounds that are coming through other than my voice. So bear with me if that's not the case. It's on, so I'm pretty confident that it should be doing its job. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to hop on here, just say hi, hello, what's up, what's going on. It's 2026, and I have a lot of backlog of videos that I actually really want to post. But I feel that I'm not gonna post them for whatever reason, and so I told myself I'm gonna sit down here and I'm just gonna talk. And this, I hope, will fire me up that afterwards I will post this and then I will go and edit the remaining videos that I've already even started. So, expect that the next few videos to come out might not be 2026 exactly. The last video I posted was like October 2025, maybe. So, there are still things pending leading up to the present. So every now and then I might insert and just do something like this. To just like, hi, hello. I am still pending, but I'm here in the present. So yeah. Um I really did also want to come and share and talk about how I feel with social media. The reason why I'm doing this is because earlier I filmed a me unboxing the set of the Priory of the Orange Tree. It's actually my husband's buy, and he wanted me to unbox it. And I typically would just post it as it is because it's just an unboxing. I typically put it on threads. But then I spiraled with this decision paralysis of like, do I want to put it on Instagram? Should I edit it so that it's just vertical format? Nah, let me just upload this horizontal. But at the same time, I felt, why am I doing this? Why am I stressing out about posting something on the internet where it's likely the same people who are on Instagram and threads, and because I don't have a lot of people following me on both platforms, and I am thinking of if I should post this everywhere. And then I told myself, hold on, wasn't I supposed to prioritize YouTube this year? Isn't that what I told myself? So I took out the memory card and I placed it in the laptop and I said, yeah, let me upload it. And then I started thinking about all the videos that were pending and should I post this one before I post everything else that I said I would. So I stopped and I said, let me do this update thing. But where I'm getting at is I hate how being on all these platforms makes me feel that I'm not, I'm putting in the effort for what? I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to be popular, or I'm not trying to be anything other than the fact that I wanted to document things. The reason why why I started was because I liked how Facebook and Instagram sometimes, but mostly Facebook, will share to me my own posts, because it will be like, this is you 3 years ago, or this is you 4 years ago, and it will tell me again my photos or the videos that I shared in the past, which I found very helpful and what I really liked. So that's why I continued posting on Facebook. And then I started not liking Facebook. And I said, okay, I want to try and here's me overthinking things like, hey, maybe I could make something out of this. So I created an Instagram and I said, okay, I like taking photos. I think I'll make this into my photography page. And then it quickly turned into something else because I can't make a freaking decision on anything like and stick to that because I have so much stuff going in my noggin and that I can't just pinpoint what exactly I want because I want to do everything, but I can't do everything. And so I'm at this limbo of what am I going to do? I don't know. But I'm at this point where I feel like, okay, I've gotten a groove, especially with Instagram and threads of like, I want it to be this cozy, unhurried feel, posting, whatever. And it made me also have an identity crisis because I have my personal Instagram and then I have the brand, and I still post like whatever I share on the stories on Milkfist Cozy Corner, I share it to my personal, and I feel I'm just taxing myself doing these things, and for what? The same people seeing these things. So I questioned, why am I doing this exactly? This is not my bread and butter. Do I want it to be? It would be nice. But do I have the time to focus on it? Right now, no. Do I want to build up to be able to get it to that point? Heck yeah. But is that me? I don't know. My brain has really been rewired in the most weirdest way since I've started this very bad habit of doom scrolling. I'm sorry guys. I'm really just ranting at this point, but I feel like I just really want to share this, but I hate how I hate how when I wake up and the first thing I want to do is grab for my phone. I have acknowledged that and I have done many things to try and not get to that point. There are days where I'm really good at it, but I hate the fact that it's still in my mind. I have to consciously make that effort of reminding myself, don't grab your phone. When I remembered long ago that was never the case. My phone was never the first thing I would ever pick up. I was out there living my life. Now I'm living my life vicariously through my phone. And it's like, is that the best way to live? There are definitely pros and cons in terms of social media. But when majority of my life is literally experiencing the world from a screen that gives me migraines, hurts my eyes, and amongst other things, it's just not great anymore. And I'm saying this because the last few days I have been sleeping well and waking up really early. And I have been able to experience a different way of waking and living. I've been waking up 4 or 5 the last 2 3 days and sleeping early at night. And I have seen the change in me, which I absolutely love. And that felt more like me. A life unhurried. And that's really what I aimed to be in life more than anything. Happiness, not really, because that's always fleeting, right? At least that's how I personally feel about it. And I just, I want to be able to live my life at my own pace. But at this point, I'm not even living my life anymore. I'm at the laziest point in my life. And it's not great because I have 3 kids to attend to. I have 5 pets as well, 5 fur babies, 4 cats and dog. I homeschool and I work from home as well. And so everything is literally in here. But I'm not going out anymore. And it negates my whole reason for wanting to move here. So this is not where I'm originally from, where we're currently staying now. We moved out of the city to be somewhere where I could experience living an unhurried life. And that includes me experiencing life. Literally outside of me is a very beautiful looking lush greenery, except for the construction that's happening across us. But out of 7 days a week, 6 out of that, or sometimes 7 days straight, I am just inside the house, not even stepping out. And it's all because of the horrible habits that I have enabled myself to continue to behave. And if you're going to ask me when it started, it's not to blame, okay? But I'm pinpointing it to when I became a parent, I became a mother. Because when I became a mother with my firstborn, it was just me and her for the most at home because my husband would go out for work. And I wanted to make sure she was well rested, she's sleeping. And so, for the most, I am holding her and I am breastfeeding her. What can I do with my time? I tried not to focus on trying to get anything else done because that would stress me out. So, I would just stay there with her and I would be on my phone and I would scroll because that's the most convenient form of entertainment that I could do and find at the time. And that carried on up until all the way to now. My eldest is 9, and so I have been breastfeeding for about 9 years because my youngest is also still breastfeeding, not as much, but still. And so those times where I'm holding a child, I am breastfeeding. The times where I'm not holding, I mean, when I'm holding my child, I'm holding my phone. And when I'm not, I basically found myself now at this point where I am defaulting to wanting to hold my phone. And so I try to change that, and I'm making very conscious decisions to do so. That is why I picked up these hobbies. I started crocheting. I started journaling. I'm reading. I'm trying to do more analog hobbies more than anything digital or anything that allows me to not be on my phone. However, the frustrating part is I still end up having to get my phone and sometimes default back to it because it's either work, I need to look at something, my family is messaging me, We live in a digital era where almost everybody, if not really everybody, has a phone, because nowadays you need a phone number to be able to register for anything, even for the government. So it's hard to completely not want to have it. Just thinking about it and getting frustrated is making me not want to talk about it. However, I just, I'm really frustrated with myself. I've been telling myself for so many times that I want to completely eradicate my social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and maybe just keep threads. I have Fable for books, the book community, and anything like that. But because I have lived my life online to some extent, my information, some of it is there. And because I cannot completely delete it, I even thought of just changing my notifications to turning it off. But that fear creeping in of, oh, if my notifications aren't on and something happens, somebody's trying to hack my account and I don't get that notification immediately, that's where sometimes I just leave it open. And again, it's very distracting. There will be days where I'm so good at not holding my phone at all. I'm intentional about it. But again, I hate the fact that I have to be. It's not yet second nature to me. It's a behavior I'm still actively trying to get out of my system. So, but then when I have to use my phone because I have to chat or for work or read an email when I'm not at home and I don't have my computer, I instantly see it. I click on it again by default or whatever. And I go back to this mindless scrolling again. And I will even catch myself like, oh, there I am doing it again, and I'll stop. But I still hate the fact that when I put it down a few moments later, I it's like jerk reaction of wanting to get my phone. I hate the fact that when I feel bored, I can't just sit and do nothing. I instinctively try to reach for something, and I'm like, no, 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 I don't want to do that. So going back to why I wanted to pursue YouTube is because I wanted to make myself busy with something that took up more time of me creating, crafting, doing something with my time instead of just being mindless about it. Though social media sometimes helps as inspiration for certain things because when I see something, it motivates me, but then sometimes I can't get out of it, especially if I can't do it immediately. When I was younger, that was so quick. No responsibilities, nothing. And so when I had an idea, I immediately would lunge for it and go for it and do it. And until I'm satisfied or I've accomplished it there and then move on to the next. But now it's like, I feel motivated to do something. It's like I watch a video and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. But it's like, I can't do it right now. And because I can't do it right now, I continue watching. I continue doing something else. I continue to keep myself distracted. And I can't do it right now because in the next hour or so, I have to do this for my kids, or I have to do that, or I have work, or I'm too tired because of work, or whatever the case is. And it just drives me nuts that I haven't found a way to fully get used to this new life of mine. I have been evading trying to get used to this part of my life that I now default to just keep your mind busy. But that irritates me because I'm not fulfilled with what I want to do and I don't do anything to try to get to that point, even preparing so that I could be able to do what I want. And that's where I'm disappointed with myself. Because before all this, I was a very disciplined person. I knew what I want. I knew that I would not be distracted and that I would just go and get it, no matter how long it took. I would go for it. But now Like I said, I'm at the laziest I've ever been. And I'm just not okay with that. I love where I am with my family in life. Like, I don't want two things can be true at the same time. Where I'm very happy with where I'm at, especially financially with my family, with my kids, where we're at and everything. However, you know, I guess that's where the saying that sometimes what you think success looks like is not exactly the thing that you need. And I've always been the person who listened to my inner self, who satisfied that inner creativeness in me or the things that I would like to do because being able to live it and experience it, whether I did well in it or not, the fact that I experienced it was the thing that satisfied me. But now I'm not living my life. I am watching everybody else live it through my phone, through the computer, through YouTube, through Instagram, through everything, through Facebook. And the short form content specifically makes me feel that I've lived it when I haven't. And I became complacent. And I don't want it to be. So, yeah. I don't know if anything is aligning with anything I've said from the start of this video to now. I probably jump from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. All this to say, I want to make change happen inside of me. I want to be a version of me I am truly happy about. And I want to make things happen. And so I started with this because I could not make a decision of posting that short video of me unboxing book mail to just Instagram or Threads or maybe on YouTube. I said, scrap that. I'm going to sit down and let's talk. Let me give an update so that I can feel good and continue on editing the other videos that I've started so that I can post those as well. So, yeah, if you're new to this channel, I am sorry if this is your first video. And at the same time, thank you for watching all the way through here. But more videos to come of me sharing things like, again, the crochet things that I've done. So this one is a headband that I made for my daughters with cat ears. And I make things like these as well. It's a coaster, but if I hold it like this, it's a rose bouquet. And then I love to read. As you can see, there's a lot of things that I would still love to read. A lot of these I haven't read yet still. Right now I am reading Blood of Hercules. It's interesting read and the girl is pretty comical, especially her inner dialogue. So this is because of the book club that me and two other friends of mine are doing just to have our own cozy little book club place. I'm also reading Fourth Wing right now. So, because with the book club, we said we would do a certain number of chapters a week. So, when I finished the chapters, I proceeded with reading Fourth Wing. So, and I am loving this so far as well. I can't wait to read the next. And because I just finished with the Akotar series of the first three books. Yes. So, other than book stuff, sometimes I'll occasionally like to paint and I want to share that. Or share stuff about my cats. Or just random vlogs because life happens and I like to document it. And that's really the purpose of why I do these things. Is I want to look back and tell myself, I did those things and I lived my life. So, yeah. I'm going to try not to be too conscious about what I'm posting. Because again, I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to be anybody for anybody here, except that I want to document my life, post it so that if somebody sees it and they can relate to it and they want to talk about it, I'm open to that. Let's talk. Let's do comments back and forth. Show me your channels. Let me read what you use because I like doing that. I will watch somebody's YouTube. I will comment on it and I'll come back just because I like the content, um, especially vlogs. slice of life things, camping, whatever it is. So, and if YouTube becomes something that I can pursue and become bread and butter for me, then even greater. So, subscribe. See, things like that. That I find a little cringe having to ask people to subscribe. But if you do, I would really appreciate it. If you don't, then you don't. I can't go through the screen, force you, and then choke you, and then tell you, you gotta do it. So yeah, it's up to you. But I can get pretty unhinged, as you can see, in terms of what I'm yapping about. But that's me. And I want to stay rooted to what it is that makes me feel alive and what I find okay about myself. And I don't want to have to think too much about it. So, thank you so much. If you're still watching it all the way to this point, more videos to come. And I truly do hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye.